Video Games Recon.
Hello and welcome. My name is Nate from Video Games Recon, and in this video we will be discussing, comparing and reviewing the default guns and projectile weapons currently available when starting fresh on a vanilla Rust server. So, without any further ado, let's do it to it. The hunting bow is the easiest projectile weapon to make, costing only 35 wood and 5 cloth, as well as having relatively cheap to make ammo. However, beginners should keep in mind, unless you find some cloth in a box or from a player, you will need to kill an animal with a melee weapon in order to be able to craft the hunting bow. The hunting bow is a bit of a funny one, as its damage is calculated by the game as melee damage, and as such it has high and very reliable damage and doesn't suffer the same damage resistance as other projectile weapons. Other positives that the hunting bow has is that it fires almost silently compared to that of a gun, presuming the gun of course doesn't have a silencer attachment, as when you fire a gun without a silencer it tends to attract a lot of unwanted attention from bandits. So for me, this is the weapon to use when hunting animals for resources. My reasoning for this is that it's cheap in terms of resources to craft, both the weapon itself and the ammo. Plus, if you get ganked by some random bandito and lose your bow, you're not exactly going to cry about it.
Side note.
As the hunting bow's damage is classed as melee damage, a known bug can occur, as when the bow is fired at a large or regular spiked wall, you will incur damage from said wall, due to the game thinking you attack the wall with a melee weapon. Also, the hunting bow is capable of destroying things like wooden doors and whatnot, just like a hatchet. The hand cannon is the easiest gun to make, costing only 20 wood and 10 metal. However, this weapon is similar to an old-fashioned musket or blunderbuss, and as such is very difficult and cumbersome to use. For example, the hand cannon cannot aim down sights, has a very short range, a flintlock style mechanism that fires randomly at either 1, 2 or 3 seconds, has massive recoil and can only fire one shot at a time before needing to reload. All these things make this weapon quite impractical to use. That being said, the hand cannon does have some saving graces, as the ammo it uses is very easy and cheap to make, and the hand cannon has the equal highest one-shot damage of all weapons, meaning that if you sneak up on an unarmoured player and shoot them at short range, you may be able to kill them in one hit. Just make sure they don't have any friends nearby, as good luck reloading in time before the other guy runs up and blows your head off.
Side note.
The hand cannon's power should not be underestimated, as it has a damage stat of 180, compared to that of an M4's one hit damage of 33 or the bolt action's one hit damage of 65, and with that info you can start to see where I'm coming from. As with a hand cannon you always have a gambler's chance, perhaps albeit a slim chance. What I mean by this is if you play smart and sneaky, you may be able to kill a player at a much higher weapon progression than you, presuming they don't have any armour or that you have a secondary weapon to finish the job should you not kill them in the first shot. The pipe shotgun is very similar in nature to the hand cannon, in that it uses the same cheap and easy to craft handmade shells, as well as only being able to fire one shot at a time before needing to reload. Positives for the pipe shotgun are its significant damage of 144, which may, if you're lucky, be able to kill a naked player in one shot. However, a headshot may be required. Also, the range is dramatically increased, and of course you can now aim down sights. Plus, there isn't a randomised firing mechanism, which is just a blessing.
Side note.
The biggest drawback to this weapon, just like the hand cannon, is its one-shot nature. However, a good technique to overcome this is to queue up several hand cannons or pipe shotguns in your hotbar, thus negating the need to reload said weapons. The revolver is my favourite of all the default weapons, as it is relatively cheap and easy to make and doesn't require a blueprint to be able to craft. The revolver is a homemade 8-shot pistol that uses the same 9mm ammo to that of the P250 and 9mm pistol. It also has higher damage to that of the 9mm pistol, although it has less ammo capacity and the slowest fire rate of all the pistols, as well as fairly difficult to manage recoil. That being said, for the cost of this weapon and its good damage stats, this is not a weapon to be sniffed at, as it's not that far behind the other two pistols in terms of ability, costing significantly less to make and requiring no blueprints or low grade metal in order to craft.
Side note.
The revolver is the only default weapon with attachment slots. In terms of which is the best weapon in this category, for me is an easy one, as aside from economy's sake or for animal resources, the revolver is by far the best default weapon currently available, as it's practically a poor man's P250, being fairly easy to make with good range, damage and available ammo, on top of being the only default weapon with attachment slots and holding more than one round per time before needing to reload. These things combined easily outperform all weapons in this class, and in my opinion make it the best default weapon. So, this just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe for more BS of a similar nature. Thank you and goodbye.